Hi, Clint here, Crimson Landscape. I'm here to talk about your landscape design. All right, a couple of housekeeping notes. The scaling on the house may be off by a foot or so here or there. It's pretty close. Also, you see the three trees in the yard. I left them as stumps just for the simple fact that it's easier to view the property with them as stumps versus as trees. So there's no plan to take those trees out. All right, so I'm going to start from right to left and work through the design and the reason behind the design. The fundamentals of its design, it's more of a French country that meets native Texas, or really plants that work well in this area. I didn't go with super expensive plants, just quite a few plants for the color and texture. This is more my style. My house is designed this way for the simple fact that if you lose a plant, it's pretty easy to replace a plant, and you really can't. You can't tell. Versus in linear designs, if you have a straight linear design and you lose a plant, you really can tell. All right, so starting from right to left, daylily on the corner. I have the yellow just because I want to color yellow to pop. Along the back here, these are Turk's caps. They're a native Texas plant. Get nice and full and green, really pretty. Along the tree, I have variegated liripe, just a space filler. They'll get nice and full. Probably 5 in that space. They'll probably get around 12 to 16 inches tall. They're not prolific spreaders. Easy to maintain. Cut them back once a year, and they come back nice and pretty with color. Do okay in the sun. Do well in the shade. Your main shrub is going to be the Rose Creek Abelia. Great plant, lots of color, really pretty blooms. It stays short, so it looks good in front of windows. The purple and the black is just simple phlox. Repeated the daylilies because you're trying to pull in some yellow. I did a spirea here. This is a double play spirea because it has a red bloom. If you want a yellow leaf, we can do a candy corn if you want a yellow leaf plant. I did seasonal colors here in the front, so these are seasonal flowers in the front, and then of course the daylily I repeated on the left side. And if you look at a distance, so let me pull out distance so you can see the pop of color, you see where I'm going with this. So you got the tall purple, then you got the yellow, then you got the flowers. Again, same thing over here, so you can see it nice and layered. Centered along this window here is the Rose Creek Abelias again, so you have symmetry on both sides. That's your core shrub, so when the plants die back in winter, you have symmetry. Continuing the variegated liripe under the crepe myrtle here. I wanted something small, nothing to block this space. I didn't want anything overwhelming. I also didn't want to make the bed too big in this space. I wanted the beds bigger at the corner, so the bed's bigger at the corner, so they match. Along this over here, these are dwarf eel pond hollies, just a simple evergreen shrub, easy to maintain. You can trim them to stay short. Day one, I would go with the 7 gallons. They'd look a little bit larger. Then in front is just simple firepower nandinas, easy to maintain with a pop of reddish, orangish color in the fall. Side of the house, I repeated the daylilies again so we can have that yellow color at distance. Again, the yellow color at distance. This is a simple giant liripe. I just wanted something big and full that would kind of block a little bit of sun that's coming over here because I wanted hostas over here. One of my favorite plants. We'll just mix in 3 different colors. As they get full and they bloom, they have a little white bloom, but you got 3 different colors. It won't look exactly like this. It's just the space was a little interesting and the design didn't quite fit right. A couple things in the design. The beds are about 7 foot deep, roughly, give or take, maybe a little less in certain areas. I didn't want to make them overwhelming, but I also wanted to make it where it pops of color, easy to maintain. When we do the installation, of course, like I said, we'll take out the lights if we have to, prep the beds, and put the lights back in. The most important thing of anything we do is always the bed prep. The plant installation is the easy part. Bed prep is the most important thing to make sure the soil is right and you have good irrigation coverage. All right, last bit of it. I am not a big fan of gravel along the entry path. I prefer grass along the entry path. I think this takes away from the design. I can add it back and mix in some other plants if you like. It's really just a preference of what direction you want to go. In my design, I plan on hauling off this river rock. If you wanted to, I certainly can mix the river rock inside the landscape design, or we can move it somewhere else on the property. Kind of your choice. So you just have to decide, do you want to keep the plants along the walk path? If you don't, as per my design, do you want to move the river rock somewhere else, or do you want us to haul it off, which we're happy to do that as well. All right, let me pause there. I'll send this over to you. If you have any questions, you just send them over. We can do a Zoom call, or I can answer via email or phone call. If you're a first-time guest checking out one of our designs, you can go to our website at crimsonlandscape.com.